Everybody, welcome to my live. I'm live on YouTube, and if the network would allow us, we'll run it here. But if the network will not allow us, please, I will do it as a video and send it. And whenever you see the video, please and post it. So please try to watch. I've already done one video concerning this incident. Look at it on my YouTube. They are posted. I want to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning. It all depends on when you are watching this my video. And if you are available, today is Sunday. I know so many people didn't go out today. So if you are available still, you can join me in this broadcast. I know some people are already going to bed, but if you are available, please join this broadcast now. As I'm broadcasting, please join. So I started the video in the morning, but it went down because of a lack of network. I later did it as a video and posted it here. So please, on my YouTube, follow me as I talk about the action of OPM. OPM senior pastor versus the child that he claimed that has autism. Please do me a favor to watch the first video, part 1 video I did, and this is part 2. So please, where are you? Come and join me. Some of these ones these persons that used to join, continue to join me again, even though it has taken a long. I've not been live because of network issues. So okay. So I did a video, part 1 of my video in the afternoon, trying to explain the conditions, trying to say something about neurodevelopmental challenges on general. And I tried to say that the reason why so many things are happening is that the government of the day has no much provision for the vulnerable, especially the children and adults that are living with neurodevelopmental challenges. And I did explain to us that the neurodevelopmental challenges is basically these challenges like Down syndrome, autism, cerebral palsy, Asperger's syndrome, and other undiagnosed conditions that has to do with mental retardedness and mental challenges. So they are what we call neurodevelopmental challenges as a result of the distortion in the brain. So some faculties of the brain what is affected, even either from the womb or due to some incidences surrounding when the child was born. So I was able to establish to us that those conditions are associated, and we have this autism. Autism has to do with behavioral issues. A child that has autism has, especially the autism spectrum, it has issue with socialization. It has issue with behaving normal. Do you understand? Some people may not say it's insanity, is this, is that. No. Do you understand? So now the Apostle Chibuzor Chinyere brought this guy. It's not, I don't think it's up to a week or 2 weeks now, and he made an announcement that look at the condition. He picked the boy. The boy was dumped at his gate there, and after proper documentation with the police and all that, he admitted the child to be with him in an orphanage center that is running. And then this guy has grown up to puberty age, and as a man, once a man grow up to puberty age, he will now start developing sperm and having erection. if it is a normal boy that the brain has no problem, he would know how to coordinate himself and all that. But being a child that has challenges, and a distortion in the brain, and affecting his adverse behaviors and all that, then lack of proper socialization, he will not be able to coordinate himself, especially when there are incidences of all these sexual manifestation as a result of having grown up to puberty, something like erection, something like all these wet dreams and all that, and then something like being able to guide himself when there are incidences of sexual arousal and all that. So, in other words, the guy, his own challenge, the level of severity that the child can't take care of himself. So maybe until this adult age, he can't even birth himself. So he's still being birthed by other adult men and all that. And the observation is that most times they find his penis erected, and most times the boy may be fondling his penis, or sometimes, some of all those things. So he now felt, empathy or sympathy. So he now was like, the only way he felt the problem can be solved is getting a wife for the guy. And he now came and attached so much juicy opportunity to finding a wife for the boy, so that he definitely knows some women will need money, and anywhere you go belly full. Some women don't mind what is happening there, they will jump and go. So after making all those juicy offers and all that, I made a video, trying to analyze the condition and trying to question, because I know he has a special school he advertised widely before. Actually delve into knowing what is happening there, because I think that these are the kind of situations that could be handled that area if what is going on there is really, trying to improve the life of these children. Do you understand? And one thing with children with challenges, when they come to parents that cannot care, intervention, therapy, and other medications and interventions of NGOs and multi-discipline concerned disciplines that relevant to their conditions. So attending to them, sometimes it makes their case somehow lighter. But where they are dumped without proper care, their condition worsens. Do you understand? And then he has to do that. This one is autistic according to him, and is also having speech and language impairment. So two things at a go, and the child is too this that the child can't even take himself care of himself. Maybe at the level of adult, the child, the man, the guy is still being managed, bettered and all that, and when we put on cloth on him and all that. So he now felt that what he can do, he would have said, okay, nanny or care. But since there is a manifestation of sexual this thing, so he didn't wanted somebody that could function as a caregiver and as a wife. And he announced it that he would do this and do those and that. And then this afternoon, this picture surfaced. I don't know whether it's AI or it's real. In this era of AI, one don't really know the one that is true now or fake. So from this picture, they are now claiming that a woman actually answered and said he would marry the guy and all that. And then the woman came out, and people are now saying that the woman is more elderly than the boy. That started giving examples that even some youth that move here to overseas, some of them marry old women because they want to get visa and all that. So in other words, if this woman more aged than the boy will want to scope because of financial issues too, that is not only limited to those that went overseas and all that. Do you understand? And then they say he promised to give the woman 10 million naira, give them a house, and other people in the church equally pledged. Say one person gave 200,000, one person gave 1 million, and like that, people were ready to support. But my question is, if the how sudden it is, because if the announcement was done and the woman came up and said he would cope, he would want to take the challenge and all that, he would want to marry the guy, I think a proper courtship would have been started, for them to actually check what is the motive of the woman. Do you understand? And to check whether to make sure there is a prolonged counseling to make her know the reality of everything, so that what she will be handling. Do you understand? Because sometimes people jump into juicy opportunities without even sitting down to calculate what it take them, until when they enter there, the reality will be done on them. For instance, when Regina Daniel married Nedu Nwoko, he married him. There were a lot of juicy opportunity, and the man say he love him and they want to marry a woman from their side and all that. And everything flashy. But when she entered there as a young girl, a lot of, he began to have the reality done on her. Do you understand? Because when you marry a man that is older than you, maybe 40 something years older than you, and the man is getting older, so when you are choosing up the juicy opportunities around that man, you will also understand that bed matters is there. Do you understand? So how sexually active would that man be? And how will you continue to sustain even the backlash from people? Oh, the man is her grandfather and all that and all that. These are things you sit down and calculate, because the Bible said that a man that want to embark on building a house will sit down and calculate what it will take him, so that he doesn't leave the house on the way, and people will now begin to laugh and say this man started a house. And Apostle Chibuzor Chinyere had really started some projects like this, that along the line, a lot of complaints came up. Some persons said he does not really abide by what is promised, and there were excuses, especially surrounding the scholarship and surrounding other programs there. Do you understand? Other people that we are carried like that, oh, you are being tormented here, we're going to help you, we're going to do this. At the end of the day, issues will be coming up where those people will now be saying that everything was not really as they sounded on the pages of newspaper and as they sounded online here in the view of everybody. So now this one has come up again. It's not as if I want to underrate the charity works that are being done by the apostle. I can't even blame you, because the country, the president, the other tiers of government in the country, let me say it categorically, has no plan for such children. Abroad, such government has a kind of subventions. Government has provisions for these children that are having neurodevelopmental disease challenges, not disease, please. The government has plan for them. The society has plan for them. So they thrive there. Even those that could have been worse, you find out that their conditions got improved by the day, because there's an enabling environment by the government and the populace to help children that are living with challenges. But here they are always met with a high level of stigma. People stigmatize them. People talk ill against them. Nobody wants to be where they are. And this is really even affecting the affected mothers and such children. Do you understand? So it is a problem. It is a problem. A lot of nightmares associated, folk stories, all those ones associated with such conditions. Do you understand? Stereotype mentality and perception about them. And that is what we have been faced with, even as parents and caregivers and NGOs that are working in this aspect. Do you understand? We are finding it difficult to penetrate, to let the government know the severity of this matter. But we are not really, we've not been really encouraged as it should be. Do you understand? Even in some states that have even passed a Child Right Act, they still have not understand the entire the right of such children to live and thrive like other children despite their condition. Do you understand? So now, the apostle, as much as he felt enough, he don't too much understand the condition, because the first thing as caregivers is for you to properly understand the condition and what the child is going through. Do you understand? And the only a center, a well-developed center that takes care of this children. Unfortunately, like I said in my previous video, even some private entrepreneurs that are and NGOs that are delving into this, some of them, there are few that are genuine. Some of them are even there for money. Like some are running their such centers as a business area. So, and there's some parents, even if they can see where they will just put these children and be going in the evening to collect them. That's all. But no improvement, because in those schools, like I said in my previous video, you can see gadgets, educational gadgets. You can see their studios. You can see their therapy launch. You can't see any, you just see good bosses, good environment and all that, and then it's only parents that have money that can equally take their children to such school. Children from challenged children, neurodevelopmental challenged children from indigent homes can't even afford to put them in those kind of schools. And then when you go to private school centers, private hospital, you will now discover that some of them do not even have any provision for these children that are having neurodevelopmental challenges. So you now see, it's not that we are even creating awareness, even up to hospital management. Do you understand? So there are certain things that are supposed to be made free, because if they are taking care of from 0 to 5, adequate care of, it will minimize flaws. It will minimize some of the things we see now as flaws, even some that are not talking. If maybe there's an assistant or speech and language therapy experts, they could have spoken. And then for this autistic behavior, if there's a behavior analyst that they are, it will help them, to improve. But prolonged delay was himself. Even the parents went and dumped him at that gate. Why? Because they felt that nothing will come out of this one. But today, some parents that are taking care of their challenged children, some of them are online here, even opening pages and account for them, and a lot is happening. And they discover that it's even these children that is announcing them, even more than the ones they thought that could bring heaven and earth for them. So now, my query now, Apostle, I want to thank you for picking the boy when the parents abandoned the boy. Do you understand? And even without adequate knowledge of what the guy is passing through, you've been trying your way to see what you can do. But you see, this forceful marriage, this open anybody, I'll give this one come, and one woman carry herself and come. I don't really fancy it, because these are children that cannot communicate. This is a guy forget, not children now. He has reached puberty age, so he's a guy. So this is a guy that cannot communicate his needs. This is a guy that cannot equally communicate his problem. He cannot communicate wounds. He cannot communicate if he's not well taken care of. If he's not well, if he's being punished, if he's being starved, if he's being maltreated in any way, he cannot communicate it. So the only soldier such a child has is a caregiver. You understand? So now, when this woman Lakara come now, we are white. We don't know whether she sat down and calculate and know what she's going into. Does she know what she will manage in that home? That is the most important thing. Because when you place a reward, a juicy reward, so people will come. People will come. But their intention, is it genuine or not genuine? And how do we determine whether her intention is genuine or not genuine? At least you would have put up a courtship of them, at least 6 months courtship. So let them be going and let the lady be interviewed. I hope it's not only the juicy opportunity and there are, to determine some things before the marriage is finally tied. Do you understand? But this one now, a few weeks, there's an announcement and the emergency wedding has already come. And everything now is in the hand of God to protect that young guy. Because already he doesn't have person. And this is all you can do now. And nobody can even come and blame you. Because it's not your problem. Another people, they have problem and come and dump it on your gate. You understand? So some parents are heartless. When we were working, when I was a program director of larger for them. And the madam is trying as much as she could. Do you understand? It's only support. We move about to get support. It was a problem. Do you understand? And we started other children. Do you understand? Like this boy now, if she was taking proper care of from 0 to 5 by a caregiver and in a center that is well developed for this care, his condition may not reach this level. The flaws would have been minimized. Do you understand? But now the child is almost at helpless stage. But I'm so afraid of this arrangement because I know that some persons, once they hear money, they have a kind of, they don't have the detailed information of what they will face. They will just jump, as an escape from poverty and all that. But at the end of the day, when the chiefs are down, the most concerning aspect or pathetic aspect of it is that whatever this guy may see in the home, he may not be able to communicate it. That is the problem. He may not be able to communicate. This is how it has been. Either the woman is trying or is happy, everything is going well, or no, you may say if the boy didn't die. So there's a way you might treat somebody, he may not die, but the person will just be living like that. Are you getting it? And the person cannot communicate. This is what is happening. Even when normal people marry, we know how marriage is. It's not even easy, let alone when one partner is dormant. It's just the other person that will do the whole thing. Do you understand? At some point, hope the law of diminishing returns will not set in, and there will be great, and if she cannot even communicate it, then the thing will result to maltreatment of the boy, of the guy. Whether he died or not, it's not the issue, because I saw the thing. They said if the boy live up to 10 years in the hand of the woman and they didn't die, the even incentives will increase and all that. I just blame the government. Right now, nobody is even talking about these aspects. Nobody is talking about this aspect now. what is happening now is election 2027. After they enter now, the next 2.5 years, they start another politicking. And that is what is happening. So some of these areas that the government need to look into, they are not really looking into it. Now look at what is happening now. When a child that is challenged, that abandoned, that's autistic, and is being in the care of somebody or a clergy who doesn't really even understand the situation, they understand. And now the thing is leading to public announcement who go marry, and somebody just coming in, and the whole thing we are well and all that. So it can only happen where government has neglected this type of children, this type of people. That is where it will happen. Are you getting it? But I am calling on government, please, federal government, state governments, local government, please rise up to the responsibility of putting up a centers for children that are challenged on the brain. Neurodevelopmental challenge children, neurodevelopmental challenge person. The emphasis has been on people living with physical disability or physical challenges, as we can see them. Even the homes and everything government is running is mostly for children that are physically challenged. But the most critical one is this neurodevelopmental challenges. Like I said, it involves children with autism undiagnosed conditions. So I am calling the attention of the government, because if it will not result this way. Do you understand? I'm not here to blame Apostle Chibuzor. He is doing everything he felt he can do. He has even tried whether he can run Down syndrome school. Just like the first video I did, I was trying to ask him how that school is doing, because if that school is doing fine, this guy is supposed to be there, so that you can be properly guided on how to handle and go about the whole thing. Do you understand? So please, I'm calling on the government, federal government, state governments, again, local government, House of Assembly, Senate, and House of Representatives. Please, you have to come up with fair legislations that will affect the such children positively. Children living with neurodevelopmental challenges. A lot of them need physiotherapy. And when you go to public hospitals, when they call the amount, they are collecting weekly or 2 months for physiotherapy. And you now know that it will never be easy for parents with challenged children who are indigent to access such services. And whereby they could not access such services, they keep the child, they abandon the child. Even if they are living with the child, they are maltreating the child to die, because they don't know what to do with the children. You see, while I was a program director of Larger Than I, we encountered a story where we were told that a parent abandoned their child that has cerebral palsy, locked him up 2 weeks in the room, and the boy was there hungry, eating his shit, and died there. This is how wicked some parents can be with their children that are having challenges. So the parents of this guy now that went at the gate and dumped the child there because they want to be free from the problem they met. They don't want to tackle it. And if some parents that tackled their problem now, it is becoming a blessing for them in disguise. But these ones that when the child is not with long nose and everything, discard. They are the one that project children for all this kind of development. You understand? How can there be announcement of who can? We didn't. It wasn't. Look, let me believe. I don't know whether the picture is AI, because so I don't want. So if the picture is real, why wouldn't they allow man to determine whether the boy will be safe in the hand of that woman or not? So because the boy is helpless. So we can even see that the apostle is even trying to help out in any way he can help. But I think the government can do better. I think I'm calling on even spirited individuals. I'm calling on philanthropic individuals. This is an area to those of you that have your money, you are looking for where to launch it into. Please contact us if you can help us to erect a center, educational center for children having neurodevelopmental challenges in your state or in your local government or everywhere. You have money to invest. We have the idea. We tell you what to do so that we begin to have, centers that can take care of these children. Forget about all the things that are saying and announcing everywhere. We have 50% or 55% of what they claim they can do for them is in the southwest. Do you understand? On this east of the Niger, most private entrepreneurs who are into this school for challenged children, and some of them are just doing because they know even some parents that have money are looking for where to dump these children daily and be going to the activities. So whatever you ask them to pay. But when you visit such schools, just as I said in my previous video, you may not even see relevant facilities actually that can take care of the situations they are going through. So the only way we can achieve a center that is coordinated and channeled towards making these children to live optimally and to fulfill their goal in life like other children is for government to come in, is for intergovernmental organizations to come in, is for NGOs to come in genuinely. Do you understand? And start intervening in these issues so that we can't just have this. As I'm watching this since last 2 weeks, I've not been myself. It's just like going and all that. Do you understand? And I pity the guy. He's even lucky that Apostle was able to pick him. But please, we can do better. The society can do better. The churches can do better. And the government can do better. Please.